Hey, beautiful people, how y'all doing? I'm sitting here reading A.A. Lewis' book, The Whisperer, and I ain't that far in the book, but there's a scene in the book that been bothering me all day. Like, it's just, I've been in the spirit all day, and it was on my spirit to say this. It is the scene in her book that really bothered me, but not in a bad way. Like, it's in a bad way, but it's not. It's just, it makes me think about, like, when I read books, I think about things. Like, I think about things in my past. I think about things I've seen on TV. I think about things that I may have read or heard. I think about things. And I'm reading, it's Black History Month. I'm not that far along in the book. I'm probably about 23% in the book. And it was a scene in the book that just like, and she was on point. When I say she was on point with this scene, like, anybody follow me on my other page or just like on this book page, I talk about how I grew up, and I talk about how I grew up in the church. And I talk about how I grew up in the church, right? And I realized so many people then pretty much had black, if you're black and you grew up in the church or you went to like church, especially those old Baptist church or Amy Zion church, the more things change, the more things stay the same. It was a scene in the book where a young man was smitten with a young lady, right? And y'all remember the other video I talked about was, you know, he was smitten with her and pretty much instant love. And back in the day, you ain't really have to do much. It could be you could just walk past somebody and like a shift in the wind, and you look up and you notice them. And you, it's love at first sight, you know. And back then we didn't have much, so if a female was, you were interested in a female, you know, they pretty much shot their shot. Well, young man, he shot his shot, and because the girl was unorthodox, you know, I guess, I hope I said that right, or did not fit the image that the people on his side thought she should be, I guess, she didn't fit the narrative that they wanted, you know. They didn't like her. So they deem her as evil, right? And it got me to thinking, you are a Christian. Like, they literally ambushed him. What good old Christians do, right? They ambushed him. And I guess they was trying to convince him that the young girl the young lady that he was interested in, because she did not fit the narrative that they wanted. They ambushed him and tried to convince him that he was going down the wrong path. Because the path that they had chose for him was he wasn't interested in, right? So they use the Bible. I'm not gonna say God, because when nothing of God, when nothing of the Lord, what they had did, it was nothing of the Lord, right? It was nothing of God. But they used the Bible to get him to try to convince him in the Word, to try to convince him what the path that he was going was the wrong path. But get this, all of the people that were sitting in the room, they were Christians, right? They were Christian. Not one person in that room was living right, not even his mother, because his mother was judging. The pastor was, back in the day, you know what the pastor was, the mother, the first lady, she was vain, and the daughter was conniving. All of these people that was supposed to be that was supposed to follow Christ, that was supposed to be of God, that was supposed to be Christian, every last one of them in that room, everybody that was in that room had ill intentions. Everybody wanted something from him. So they tried to convince him the path that he was going was wrong. But get this, the young lady that they thought that they were convinced that was so evil, she was following the religion of her bloodline. Get it? She stayed with her original God. She stayed with her ancestors. However, whatever God that she followed, it was hers. It was her from her bloodline. But because because they did not understand the God that she worshiped or the religion that she followed, they deemed it as demonic. But everybody that was in that room that had deemed her demonic was working, like, was selfish, was doing something for selfish gain. You get where I'm going for this? Because they said that they were Christian, they automatically said that they were right. And that's how the Christian church go. It don't matter that you are or a predator. It don't matter that you sleep with all the women in church. The mother, it didn't matter that the mother of the church, not the mother of the church, the first lady of the church, it didn't matter that she wanted her daughter to be with him because the guy was attractive. The young lady, it didn't matter. The only reason she wanted him because whatever fantasy she put in her head, she stayed claimed on him. She figured, I stay claim on you, I want you, so you got to go with me because I'm the better choice because I'm a Christian. But are you really a Christian? Okay, are you? Because everything that you was doing, it was not of God. It was not real. You thought because you was a pastor's daughter, The pastor thought because he was a pastor. The first lady thought because she was a first lady. The mother thought because she went to their church. Everybody in that room was wrong. Everybody in that room was wrong. Like, because he was on the other, I don't know, excuse me, you automatically said that young lady was evil because you didn't understand her God. And that boy saw the true her. She saw that she was everything good. Y'all literally tried to convince this young man that his young lady was not worthy of his love because of the simple fact she did not worship their God. And I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't want to worship their God neither. Because the God that I serve, he ain't going for that. He ain't going for that. Just saying. Just saying. I don't know. I don't know what Miss Lewis was trying to do, but she did it. Cause that scene got me in my freaking feelings. I was like, baby, it don't matter what time, what year. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. It didn't matter if it was in the 1890s. I think it was in the 1890s. Yeah, 1890s. It didn't matter if it was that long ago. One thing that ain't changed is good old Christian hate. That the one thing that have not changed since our ancestors got that Bible in their hand is a good old Christian hate. Because the one thing that a lot of my people adopted was those nasty, hateful, disgusting belief in ways. Do I believe in a higher power? Yeah, I believe in God. I believe in Christ. But I also believe in the earth. I believe Mother Earth. I believe in earth. I believe in the sky. I believe in the trees. The earth, air, fire, wind. That's our God too. We abuse it. Don't get me started. Don't get me started with that. Miss AA, I ain't even finished with your book. I'm probably like 20 something. I think I'm 23% in the book. Friend, I don't know what kind of emotion you were trying to put, but you did it. Because baby, I was in here in my feelings. I had to go back. I had to go back and reread that because I had a couple of flashbacks. Okay, like baby, like I said, I got about 4 or 5 people in my church that I can go back right now. Like if they die today, may they rest in shit. Okay, just about everything happened to me that was bad happened to me in a child. It first happened in my good old Baptist church. You hear me? If anybody told you that they love you, I love you. I'm a book girl. Happy reading.